Hey, this is Russell back again with another episode, and we're just going to go right away. We're going to click myself as soon as I come in and finish getting my coffee, so I can look at my employee details and see if our inspiration is dropping at all. But it doesn't look like it. Might just be iteration one that we need to, and maybe someone already told me that. I don't remember, but yeah. Let's see what we can do. Trying to think. Employees only work and that's the whole tasks thing. Okay, actually, yeah, let's go ahead and go to details. So he started iteration free, and the creativity inspiration thing is still dropping. Let's go ahead and develop it because I don't really want to work a lot on an iteration free. I want to get this pumped out there, um, put out there. I mean, and we're losing effectiveness, yada yada yada. But that's fine. Hmm. I don't know. We'll see if it's a little more inspiring because I took a contract in the middle. I don't really know how it works too well, so uh, we'll see. We will see. I think my recording is not doing too well. None of I'm just watching OBS. I'll have to check it after the end of the footage. I really hope it is working well, but it says the FPS is a little lower. So if it doesn't look that good today, I'm sorry. I just realized it. I'll have to see after this recording how it looks. That's annoying. I'll make a separate save just in case everything I did this last like few hours just looks that horrible. Last hour and a half looks that horrible. I mean, okay, that's a little worrying. If it does seem choppy FPS, I'm sorry. It doesn't look choppy on my end at the very least. And I thought I set it to like have like never mind. I'm not gonna talk about it. Should have been 60 FPS. So if it isn't 60 FPS, then like it's changed the settings. Sometimes like settings like reset or stuff like that, and I just don't know why. It's so annoying. Um, very very annoying. But I'm not gonna think about it right now. I'm just gonna play the game. The game is running flawlessly, at least for me, and I'm enjoying it. And I have to check the recording after this. I'm so annoyed by that if that's the case. Because it says like 18 FPS right now, 15, 14, 12. Scary. Okay. I don't even want to. I don't want to think about it. Trying to think. Middle dishonor, 14%, 43%. We're getting through today pretty fast. So overall, we got like something like 50 million from that. And trying to think if it's worth putting more into that. So each windmill has made, we're like 3/4 of the way through today. And we've got 4, 6, 7 windmills. So 7 divided by 18, it's like a little more than 2K. So maybe like let's say like each windmill makes 3K a day, and for a million that's 3K times 12 equals 36. So if we had days like today, these windmills would not be able to pay themselves off by the end of the game. So it seems like windmills are more worth it if you buy them in like the 1990s ish, maybe. Not like, later in the game. I don't know. It's just hard to tell. Because I know there's a lot better days on windmills too. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about windmills yet. It's kind of a big experiment having these here. And I wonder if there's going to be a finances page at the end or something where I can just look at like how much I got from it total. Like, is there a way like I can just like look at like stats yearly and trying to see earnings for, or maybe charts. Let's go ahead and, like, is there like a utilities earnings? Bills is like flat. So wait, bills later on. It's still flat, but that's because we're getting like free stuff from it, no? So we're just go down, like, get rid of everything but bills. Here we go. Okay. 170,000, 20,000. So is this when we got the windmill? Okay. 1995 to 2003? Okay. So is this how much we're paying or how much we are earning? Because down here it's minus. Okay. Interesting. 1998, 178,000. Okay, so what I can do at the end of the game is I can add all these numbers. So we have right now 175, 400, 400, 300, 300, and just to say, like, you know, with all of that accumulated another 100. So 1, 5, 9, 12, 15, 18, and then 19 for all like the leftover money on that. So we've made like 1.9 million since we put up these windmills from them, and we paid 7 million for the windmills. So if we get past 7 million in earnings, then the windmills have paid for themselves and extra. Trying to think. So if it's been that many years, I shouldn't have closed the chart. With the chart open, it looks like, and that's been, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years. So keeping in mind that 6 years, in 6 years they earned back 7 million, 1.9. I'm doing all this in my head, which is why it's so slow. They've earned back like more than a quarter of their money. So if I were to buy windmills now, there's going to be like, I want to say the cutoff year to buying like windmills is going to be like 2007 or 2008, so they start losing money. So I think I can buy just like a ton more windmills and like make money off of it. Just a slight profit though, not like anything like massive. But I think it's still worth doing because there ain't many ways I can make a profit. Um, you guys can tell me if I'm doing my math wrong, and I won't invest in any more windmills after this episode. But I think I can safely invest into more windmills and make a profit off of it. So let's go ahead, and I don't want to like spend all our money. I like having like a lot of money in the bank too, especially because I'm thinking of adding a lot more to the house, making it look a lot nicer between like this recording session and next recording session. So let's go to, where is it? I forget where it is. Utility maybe? Yeah, windmills. Let's go ahead and add, I forget the whole, it's because I'm one level up right now. I forget the pattern I kind of had it in, so this is on the ground, right? Yeah. So I should be able to like move it along here until, there we go. And then I don't think I can fit one in here, yeah. So let's go ahead and line that up. And I should be able to put one here. And one here. There we go. And after that, I should be able to Maybe make a new pattern over here. That might be more efficient. Actually, just do it back to back like this, maybe. Maybe I'll be able to. Actually, no, if I do that, then I'll be able to bring it a little closer this way. Then maybe I'll be able to fit one in here. So let's try to fit one in here. And then can I fit one in between? Only if I go like here. Okay. So let's follow this first. Bam. And that's it. Let's follow this. Bam. Okay. Let's follow this. Okay, and then I can't really add any more here. So not the most efficient, but you know, I wasn't really looking too much for efficiency. And those windmills should pay for themselves. These poor people in these last two houses are just going to have to live with this massive windmill farm next to their home. And I don't know if there's anything else I want to add here. You know, I could add more windmills somewhere. I'll probably knock down these homes eventually and expand this house to be even bigger. But like I said, I'll do that between this recording session and the next recording session. Medal of Dishonor, we're making big progress on it. I wonder if reiteration would make it better. Of course, we lost a lot of money last time because of all of that. Let's outsource it. So if we look at our character, manage employees, oh, that's higher. Nope, we're not doing that. Let's go ahead and do details. So now I'm looking at inspiration, it's 100%. Creativity is 8 out of 10. If I were to do a reiteration, would I lose inspiration because I'm adding more inspiration to it? I'm curious. Or if that's only during the design phase that I can do that. Looks like I'm not losing any. Okay, interesting. Well, that'll make the game slightly better anyways, so that's fine. And yeah. Our car got snowed on, unfortunately or fortunately. I mean, you know, it doesn't matter. I'm sure we can have our security guard clean things up, get like the ice off and stuff like that for us, so we don't have to worry about it. Because, you know, that's what rich people do. We don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. If anything, we should have a driver in a limousine. That would be the way to go. Maybe there's a limousine mod, I don't know. We can figure that out. Check the Steam Workshop later. I really will, so we'll see. Let's go ahead and do that. And we're still making a profit. We just have that big ugly red mark from the windmills. But again, we'll be making more profit in the long run, I think, as long as we're buying them before like you know, like a few years from now. So those will probably be the last windmills we get. It is a bit of an experiment, and I will count the windmills at the end as well as the earnings and see if we made a profit from it at the end of the game when our dude retires. So stay tuned for that, because I am curious to see if we made a profit from the windmills or if we cut even, or if it just turned out to be a kind of a waste of time. I think we'll definitely make a profit in it if we make it like if like we earned like millions in the beginning of the game and built a facility that we stayed in like basically the whole time, and you know, like in the 1990s. I think that has like some pretty big potential, you know, to build like windmills in the 1990s. That's really profitable, very very profitable, and maybe even more profitable in like I like the other game I was playing was like in a field map. So, you know, buying the property to put the windmills on, I'm not even going to calculate that, but it's probably another like 1 or 2 million or more that I dropped. But land on like the big field map is a lot cheaper. So it's probably even more efficient to do that rather than like the rural area or definitely a city would be too expensive to put them in. And yeah, pretty cool stuff. So at the end of this episode, this will probably be like my last recording session for today, especially because I want to check the FPS on this, and if the FPS is trash in these episodes, I apologize for that in advance, and it'll be better next episode. Because I'll fix it, of course. I hate having those kinds of issues. Again, for me, it looks flawless, but that's because I'm playing the game and it just the FPS counter on OBS worries me. That's what's going on. That's why I'm a little worried right now. So if you see any issues with FPS this game, I apologize. It'll be fixed by next episode because settings tend to reset themselves on this on my OBS and stuff like that, and I hate it. But there's nothing I can really do about it besides set the settings back, save settings and stuff like that. Um, Recording works pretty flawlessly on like a lot of other games. I noticed it's a little more annoyed at me with this game than other games. Like I play a lot of Total War stuff. I play a lot of Civ and stuff on this channel. I haven't uploaded a lot of Total War. I uploaded like one series so far, and I have a lot more footage that I want to upload that I keep putting off because I want to have like a backlog of it when I start uploading it because it's really good stuff. So stay tuned for that if you like Total War. Even if you don't like Total War, it's multiplayer stuff, and who doesn't like multiplayer banter and stuff like that? So it'll be fun. Uh, Trying to think of what else I can do, but right now I do think the inside and outside of the house looks a little better after doing like the blue and the wooden floors and the slightly darker outside of the house. Ultimately, I think it'd be fun to build like a I don't want to say like a proper mansion because this is kind of like a proper style of that kind of house too. Like you can have a modern house that's like a mansion, but I want to like go like a bit older, and I want to see if I'm able to even do that. I've never really pushed this game in trying to build houses before. I can make really nice office buildings, but like when I just attempted to make a house now, it looks pretty nasty if I'm honest. So yeah, I don't want to toot my horn. I don't make like amazing office buildings, but I can make them pretty decent still. Make them look nice on the eyes and stuff like that. Um, so I'm trying to think. Hmm. Let me. Yeah, this episode we added some windmills. We made decent progress on Medal of Dishonor, and I don't really want to change the marketing. What are we looking at for this? Like, how many copies do we sell? So it was a bit of like an over, so make a bit of a jump to purchase like 100,000 plus, like I did of stock. But I think we did just have like a big drop off. I'm sure probably part of it was due to maybe someone releasing a sports game or something. I don't remember when that drop off was, and you can't really go back in the calendar to see it. You can go to software, I guess, and go to sports games. Hold on. All software. Let's go to categories and find sports. So, Esports Simulator 3D came out in 2001. Then these guys came out with one and two. They came out with 1 and 2 of their games, Skate Slam, in 2002 and 2003. So we have a real hard competitor now for sports games. They seem to be doing very well. A lot of it's because they have good marketing. Interestingly, their first game is still doing much better than their second game, even though their second game is inspiring. Their first game was great, and their second game is good. So I'm sure there's like an issue there where people are like, "Oh, we don't like how your second game is worse than your first game," which is interesting. It's interesting that the AI does that to itself. I wonder if I'd be able to purchase the IP for them, $56 million, which I cannot afford. That's interesting. Because I'd wonder if they would just make a different sports game if I bought it, or if they'd just give up on sports games altogether. Maybe I'll keep an eye on that and see, what it is. Also, so if we were to look at like hard tricks in space, for example, they don't even have. So it is 2 million. Interesting. Base Go, 23 million, because they still have like they have like 10 games to that, and they made some big profits, 244 million off of that. I wonder if it'd still be worth it. I mean, we have like a pretty decent reputation on our own game, so I mean, it's not like we're starting from scratch at all. We have like a 817K fans. Speaking of that, let's go ahead and do this. Probably won't come out till tomorrow. By tomorrow, I mean, next month in the game. And visionary update. But it will be nice to get an update just for people to be happy with us. And we really don't worry too much about bugs now with that. It's pretty manageable. Like I said, we did miss 2,000, and that probably played a lot into the big drop off in sales that we had among the new big company releasing their game, the whole skating game. But we can't get away with not having competition for that kind of stuff. Let's go ahead and look at softwares again, and it's still being sorted by that. So let's go look for FPS stuff real fast. Actually, I just passed it. FPS, there we go. And while I look at that, let's just go ahead and finish this first. And that was a little while ago. I want to make it 100%. So FPS, the last FPS game to be released was 2002. Has active users 276,000. So, I mean, FPS games aren't like the most crazy thing. I could have bought one of these IPs and played off of that. Like, if I was to trade IP here, still 5 million. Just because they did have such a good reputation on it. That's 2 million. That probably could have done. That probably would have been smart. I'll keep that in mind if I want to make another FPS game in the future. Like, this might be like a one-off thing, and then if it doesn't like do like the greatest, and I want to like make a follow-up, I might buy the IP from like one of those games and develop a sequel to that. I think that could be really cool, because if they made like 300 million before, people are going to be hyped about it, especially if I gain like a little bit of FPS reputation from this. They're going to see me as someone they can trust for FPS games, and yeah, that can be pretty good. So probably end off the episode by promoting this and setting a release date for it. So let's go ahead and look for. We got 2004 FPS game in 2005. So let's make it June 2005. I don't want to wait too long for this one. So let's go ahead and mark it June of 2005. Okay. That's 9 months. Go ahead and mark it and press build. You press build now and a press build like a month or so before it releases. They might think that's a little annoying because, of how close those press builds are, but it's fine. And what do people say of it? Got middle cylinder brain because not well known in this market. Understandable. Should release in June. That's fine. And I'd like to press promote before this episode ends. Come on. Come on, 100%. You can do it. I believe in you, Brain Taylor. Are you gonna give me the fast flashing for promote that it really is finished? Got. It looks like a slight bit of 2D left. Come on. Is it? I can't tell what's not finished. I actually really can't tell what's not finished. I'll promote it. It's not a big deal if it's not 100% finished. And yeah, so that's it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Russell. Like, comment, favorite, subscribe if you guys want to see more. I'll see if there is FPS issues, it'll be fixed by next episode. And but I'm done recording for today. I might be much better, but I'm still, feel the lingering part of sickness and all of that. And I can only talk for so long. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, though. Have a good one. God bless. Bye.
Like, favorite, and subscribe if you guys want to see more. Always interested in your feedback down in the comment section. You guys have a good one. God bless.